how our poor emotional intelligence is going to, hamper productivity in management, in businesses, in academics, in every field. So what is this emotional intelligence about? First, let me tell you about in two lines, because this is about interview. It's not about what is emotional intelligence, but I will have to give a bit of introduction. Emotional intelligence is about, dealing with your own emotions and managing them in the right way. So, dealing with emotions and managing them in the right way so as to bring about positive results is emotional intelligence. So, it's not that easy. It sounds easy, but it's not easy. So, in order to develop a good EI, you have to practice this. So, more and more organizations, they are looking for people who have a very high EI. So they put up questions in their interviews which really, help organizations in discovering their strengths. Actually, first tell you about the questions which are being asked most oftenly. How do you celebrate your success? How do you manage stress? These are the questions which are usually asked by interviewers so as to check how well you tackle with your emotions, how well organized person you are, how do you handle people and situations around you, because emotional intelligence is a great tool which is helping people, entrepreneurs, employees, employers in knowing their own skills, strengths, and weaknesses. How do you manage failure? How do you manage success? How do you celebrate success? You recover from failure. Of course, you get failures. It's a common thing. Anyone can get failures, right? So, how do you recover from failure? This is a very common question which is being asked at interviews to check your emotional intelligence. So, why do they check emotional intelligence in you? They want to know, number one, how grounded person you are, or to check your own, way of handling things, people, situations, and also your own emotions. So this is a very important thing, okay? So that is why they put up questions like this. They want to check whether you are a down-to-earth person or you are an arrogant person. Second, they want to see what is success according to you. What is the definition of success according to you? How do you define success? They want to see that do you lose all hopes at failures, or you take another chances? You're always ready to take chances. You're always ready to take challenges. What kind of person you are? So remember, whenever you are asked questions like this, you will be moreover checked for these qualities. So prepare your answer according to these three tips that I have given to you. Three. Ever happened to you that you had to change some of your inbuilt behaviors, or those behaviors which you were like very much accustomed to and which comes naturally from you, but you had to change because someone asked you to change? Maybe people at work, people at home. So emotional intelligence is not only improving or enhancing your performance at work, but also your relationships at work and at home. It's about managing difficult people at work. It is about building social awareness of your own team. It is about motivating yourself, being a self-motivator. It's about motivating yourself through ups and downs. It's about writing, forceful emails people won't misinterpret. Writing email is an art. Everyone cannot write it. When you are facing a tough situation, what kind of email you usually write to people, concerned people, so as to make them work or so as to allow them to take action? Do you get angry? Do you get rude? Or are you too polite? Are you not focused? So how do you handle such situations? Emotional intelligence is about making better, less emotionally biased decisions. Now, if you're poor at EI, you will be guided by biased, more points to some emotion and less points to some other. So it's all about balance, balancing, regulating, controlling, practicing, and removing out, filtering out the negative ones, and then handling specific situations like crying at work. You should never cry at work, Communicating across different cultures. This is also emotional intelligence. You have to take your organization ahead. So you'll have to take into consideration people who are important for you, okay? Or, parts of emotional intelligence. So what is the first important essential ingredient or part of emotional intelligence? It's self-awareness. Are you self-aware of your emotions? Do you know which emotions of yours really create, chaos around you? Are you aware of it? It's happening to you in everyday life, but you're not knowing it. So you should know this. You should be self-aware of your emotions. So the first step is being aware. Like come to the second one, which is self-regulation. Now self-regulation comes from self-awareness. Once you're aware of your emotions, you have to regulate it, you have to control it, you have to find out remedies. And the things which you are good at, you have to work on it to make it better. Third one is social awareness. Now, emotional intelligence is not only about you, it's about people around you. So who are these people around you? Society, your friends, your different peers, places you go to clubs, you go to coaching institutes, you go to your workplace, all those who are related to you are your peers, okay? So you have to know that, are you socially aware? What is this social awareness? It is about how much you understand others' emotions. This is about understanding their, problems, their strengths, their weaknesses. This is called social awareness. Last one is social skills. Now, what is this social skills? Once you know which kind of people are around you, your customers, your bosses, your peers, different peers, your colleagues, okay? So now you know everybody around you. You know people whom you are interacting with every day on a daily basis, or maybe not very often, but sometimes. So you have to develop some skills. Now what are these social skills? Social skills are about being presentable. Being presentable is like your emotions should be in control and you're presenting yourself in a real way. Even if you're addressing a big audience, they are not listening to you, you're not hammering on the table. You are calm, composed, and then managing things. Social skill is about, handling situations in a workplace, or handling situations where you are working in a different culture. So handling people from different origins, understanding them, interacting with them, having good communication skill, having good presentation ability, having a good problem solving attitude. So all these are related to social skills, the way you interact with people. The question that I have taken for today, the best part of this session is that, now the first question usually asked at interviews, how do you de-stress after work? Now anyone wants to join here? Serious person who really wants to practice? No? Okay, I will give you some time to think if you really want to join this video to answer the question. Last time 1 or 2 people, they were really willing to join the video. Okay, no worries, let's not waste time. So this question is about, how do you de-stress after work? The most common answer that people give is that, I'll chill, I'll go for a picnic, I'll go for a short trip with friends. It's really great. It's not bad. I would say it's not bad. But the interviewer is not looking for all these qualities. The interviewer is looking for something which will really help the organization in some way or the other. So be intelligent and discover what can you say which will help the organization in some way or the other. Going out on a picnic along with friends is really proving that you are somebody who's having a very good, a lot number of people around you. You've got a good team, you've got friendships, a lot of friends are there, you're a people's person. Great, not bad. But the thing is that in what way it is going to help the organization. So you have to talk about things that maybe even if I'm at work, I would try to de-stress myself during the recess or during the leisure hours by reading a short biography, or maybe by listening to some motivational audio, or maybe meditating for 5 minutes. Biography of somebody, great leaders. that is going to help the organization in some way or the other. Because once you're reading those biographies, you're interested in reading biography, you're interested in listening to audiobooks which are inspirational and motivational, that is going to help the organization in some way or the other. Or you can say that I will try to walk down the corridor of the organization of my office itself, and I will go for a short walk there itself, and maybe I'll find time to mix with my colleagues in other departments. This shows how concerned you are. Okay, but if they ask you that when you go back home, how do you de-stress yourself, then you can definitely say that yes, there I go and listen to music, I play guitar, I do. One question. Second question which I have taken for you is that what is your greatest achievement? So what is your greatest achievement? And here again, the interviewer wants to know that whether you are somebody down to earth, what is the definition of success, and are you someone who takes an extra mile for reaching success? Are you someone who takes extra mile, or you are a generalist? No need to take an extra mile, it's okay. So what is your greatest achievement? Now here, what can you say? Again, apply the STAR technique. I told you in the very beginning, the STAR technique is about S stands for strategy. S is there for a situational strategy. You have to create a situation. What is that situation? In which you will tell them that yes, you were really great and this was your great achievement. So आपको एक situation बनाना पड़ेगा. And second one is task. क्या task दिया गया? And the third one is your action. What action did you take? And the last one is result. What result happened? Now let's take a situation where there's an office and you are an HR administrator. Okay, so I have taken this example. You are an HR administrator and you're handling things in your office. Okay, so an HR personnel has to do a lot of work, and everybody in the organization. Now I'm creating a story. Okay, the first is situation. The situation is that everyone in the organization was looking for documents and files, but a lot of time was being eaten up and we finally did not get all those old documents. The software was also not updated, so we could not retrieve all those important data that was required. So this was the situation. Now what was the task? We all were given tasks to find the things from our ends and how we could help the organization the fastest, because we were running short of time. We had to produce some maybe sheet or maybe result sheet, something. So third was your action. What action did you take? I decided to take an initiative to create a group or a team which would develop a new software, and they would be able to handle retrieve all those lost data. And I went to people who were really good at it. I managed doing this within 3 to 4 hours, and the result was that all our important documents were retrieved by that software which was developed by our team. Okay, maybe software was developed, maybe they found some software which was already existing. You can create a story like this. So this is how you're trying to show that you went an extra mile. It was not easy for you to do this. You took an extra mile. And this is your achievement, because you really find this to be an achievement, because this was finally the victory of the organization, not your personal victory. आप यहाँ पे ये भी कह सकते थे कि मेरा जब promotion हुआ था और I was given a leadership role, that was my greatest achievement. Now this can be achievement for you, but this is not an achievement for the organization. So you have to look forward towards things which the organization will be really finding it to be helpful. This is the main funda. Don't give answers focused upon your growth. You have to talk about the growth of the organization you're working with, or maybe if you're a college student, you have to talk about something that, yeah, this guy or this girl is really productive. If so-and-so graduates from my college, will definitely be a great asset for companies. So we'll keep the flag high. So this is how things happen. I guess I've made it very clear. So for more sessions, keep joining this live session every Saturday. So mostly 10 or 10:30 a.m. This is